Hey YouTube, Lumboy's Post 1975. So I was rooting around in the attic again, and I came across something that's absolutely amazing. Even more so than my Star Wars stuff, my Transformers. This is a massive part of my childhood. There's so many memories attached to this, and with a bit of luck, in a couple of videos time I should be able to share some of them. I'll give you a clue what it is. So how many remember their first VCR? For most people it's going to be a VHS. We actually had a Sony Betamax. And again, Commodore Spectrum argument. We used to have so many arguments with my mates at school about which was the better system. And for the record, it's a Betamax. But the reason the Betamax wasn't as popular as the VHS was simply because it was exclusively made by Sony and was therefore expensive. Whereas, VHS technology was made by everyone, which kept the cost down. So, they could flood the market, which essentially is what killed off the Betamax. The interesting thing about that, though, is I'm pretty sure Sony never got rid of the chip on their shoulder about the Betamax, being killed off by a cheaper, inferior system. So I honestly believe that's why they put Blu-ray, in the PlayStation 3, and they took a loss on the unit, and they let other people manufacture the units as well. Quite simply, they were out to destroy the competition. It was payback. And they did it, because let's be honest, they completely annihilated HD DVD. I mean, for once, the superior system won out. Anyway, I'm waffling. My first VCR was this. I say my first VCR, I was like 4, 5, this is the first VCR in this house. Are you ready? Because this is a beast. Look at that. Look at that. That is a Philips VCR N1500. It is not the first VCR. That was made by U-Matic. But this is the first VCR that had a domestic television tuner and an analog clock, which made it the first domestic home VCR. It was released in 1972. At a cost of like £450. Now there's no way that's when we had this, because £450 back then, I don't know what that would be in money now. I mean, what, be pushing £2,500? That's just a guess, You don't have to correct me. I weighed this, by the way, because this thing is heavy, mind. I weighed this and it weighs 17 kilos. I shit you not. Have a look at the unit itself. Oh, check it out, it's got wood panel effect, It thinks it's a Morris Minor or a station wagon. It's metal. It's got tracking audio dials. I have no idea what they are. This is the best bit. The controls themselves are like the metal, almost like tape recorder controls. Like rock solid. It's a top loader. Look at that. Very satisfying that was. I have no idea what these do. I'm guessing... Well, it's off and on. I'm not guessing anything. Oh, look at that. Sorry, you've lasted this long. Let's try not to break you. As I said, analog clock. Let's have a look around. Look at that. It was actually bought in Bristol. It's got an aerial in and an aerial out, which is very, very interesting. It's your power socket. I actually have the lead for this. Now, why this is interesting is technically this should still work, because there were two of them, and one worked kind of and one didn't. My old man, he took them apart and combined them, and the last time he tried this, and that's got to be like early 80s, it worked. So honestly, in a couple of videos time, I'm going to see if I can get this bad boy running, and for very good reason. Oh, I forgot to mention, due to its heavy price way back in the day, it didn't really make it into homes, till years later. But what was interesting about it was, because it was the first time you could, you could show content or educational content at your own leisure, as opposed to sitting kids in front of a TV and waiting for the programs to be aired. It was actually used throughout British schools, in the very early to mid 70s, which I find quite interesting, because this would have been groundbreaking at the time. What a great educational tool this would have been. However, it wasn't used for education in this house. Now this is why it's great, because I found not all, most of the tapes now, all of these tapes that I've found, I've actually checked them yet, but pretty much what my dad used this for when we were kids was just record stuff off the TV, and then when we were, I guess, playing up or being aggravating little bastards, he could dump us in front of the TV and just stick something on. And that's what these remaining tapes are. That's pretty much what he recorded for us when we were kids. Funny thing is, the tapes come in a whole weird variety of sizes. Like, you got a 30-minute one, you got a 100-minute one, you got a 90-minute one. You know, like crazy. Most of these tapes, while a bit grubby, 60-minute one, should be alright. They should clean up alright, because the thing is, what's helped them age, find one that's open, and I do remember this, that you had to pop the back open. Sorry for the shaky cam. You had to pop the back open before you loaded it into the VCR. So with a bit of luck, that's protected the content. But yeah, this is pretty much all the stuff we used to watch when we were kids. Here you go, here's a great example. I don't know if you can read that. James Bond. I don't know which James Bond, but we loved Bond when we were kids, so I hope to God I can get this fired up. This is going to be amazing, because obviously it's going to have all the proper old school retro commercials on it from back in the day. Tom and Jerry. Now I do remember that. I do remember being sat in front of this beast watching Tom and Jerry. Private Lessons. I have no idea what that is. Oh, something on the inside? The Third Man. Oh, I don't know if you can read that. The Fall Guy. Ah, everybody loves Lee Majors. I have no idea what this is. This one's just simply called One. So there you go. That's an absolute amazing find. I'm definitely going to see if I can get this going. If anyone out there has one of these, or still, you know, operates one of these, you know, even for just nostalgic sense, or keeps it as a, you know, just a piece in their collection. If anyone's got any tips on how to get this working, or things I should do before I fire it up, or things I should clean or check, because obviously it's been knocking around for a while in non too good conditions. It's been sealed and it's been silicone gelled, so, you know, I don't think damp's a problem. But yeah, any advice would be really, really appreciated. Anyway, sorry, this has probably been the most boring video ever, but yeah, just had to share it. This is proper nostalgic childhood for me. Anyway, I'm waffling. I'll see you later.